Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is a continuation of the dress that we were making, that this dress you can see on your screen right now. So this is the sewing tutorial. We have the pattern drafting already on my channel. You can go and watch that, and I'm going to be linking that in the description box, or you can also find that in the comment section. So without further ado, we're going to be going straight into the sewing of this outfit. Let's go. So now we're going to be sewing this outfit. Like you can see, I have already done some inscription here, so I did that off camera, but I'm going to tell you what I did. So first of all, at the base here, after cutting it at the base, I'm going to come up by half an inch to connect, to join this African fabric to my lining, just like joining your lining to turn. So I'm going to come here. This is half an inch. From here to here is half an inch. You can see that this is half an inch. Then at the side, I'm going to take half an inch to, at the side, I'm going to take half an inch. So I'm going to use this half an inch now to sew, to turn my fabric or to the other side. So I'm going to be sewing this part and this part on my sewing machine. I'm going to be lifting this up like this by half an inch. Don't worry, I'm going to make a video on how to properly make a full skirt. So after lifting it up like this of the half an inch, then I'm going to sew these sides. I'm going to sew these sides by half an inch. Make sure you put your skirt together. That's why I like to pin. Pinning helps me to get everything accurately. I love to sew neatly because the beauty of your dress is the neatness. Okay, you can see now I have turned my skirt. This is the two-piece for the back. So I'm going to be turning the shoulder, the neckline, the sides. Then I'm going to leave this place to turn over. I'm going to repeat that for the second one. Then for our front piece, you can see I'm going to be turning here the shoulder with half an inch, the neckline with half an inch, then the sides with half an inch, like that. So I'm going to turn it. Then I'm going to be leaving this part to turn out, and this is the part I'm going to be joining to the skirt at part 2. So this is for the back skirt. You can see I'm going to be joining the sides with half an inch and the base with half an inch. I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to be turning it out on the upper part to turn out. Then I'm going to repeat that for the second part. And when I'm done with them, I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm not going to be sewing this shoulder part. I'm going to be joining the shoulder parts, the front shoulder and the back shoulder, to get a very clean shoulder. But I'm going to also show you how to do this part. So, but I'm going to be sewing the neckline using half an inch. You can see the pins. I pin. I would advise that you pin down. Why I pin down is so that I won't have my fabric shifting from my lining or my lining shifting from my fabric. I want to get a very clean asymmetric line. That was why I pin. I would advise you as a beginner to pin, but if you're very good with sewing straight and without it shifting, you can go on. Please try and use a matching thread for this part, please. So I'm going to be lifting my pins up. Then I'm going to be making notches. Try and make notches so that you will have like a relaxed point. And when making notches, please try not to cut your thread though. Please try not to cut your thread. Making notches. So you can also trim out some of this parts that's too much. The goal is to get a seamless part without it being too bulky. I don't like to have, especially my necklines on my side, bulky. I don't like that at all. So you can see I'm done turning out all my fabrics with the lining. I've turned everything. So now we're going to go to the joining. So I'm going to be joining the upper parts and the lower parts together, that is at the asymmetric waistline. So this is how you're going to do it. Right face facing right face. So I'm going to bring this, flip it down like this, so that I'll have the right face facing each other. So if you can't do it like this as it's open, you can just run a stitch. You can just run a stitch from here to this place to hold this lining and the main fabric together so that it does not move. But I'm not going to be doing that. I will just simply flip my fabric like this. After flipping it like this, I'm going to use half an inch. Then I'm going to sew it round. Use your pin to pin it, please, so that you will get everything aligned. Then I'm going to pin it down. Then I'm going to run a stitch through. After running the stitch, I'll show you what it looks like. So you can see me aligning this piece. There are other ways that you can actually use to do this, but this is just the method that I'm showing you for now. Please try and align. Make sure that your fabric and the lining are aligning together. Fabric, lining, aligning together. Word. You can see me doing that. Just simply pin and stitch all round. So you can see I've already stitched down the top part and the skirt part with half an inch. That is it here. And I also trimmed out the excess here. Please, when you want to join the upper part and the lower part at this asymmetric line, I will advise you use the color of your thread, that is the upper part thread. I just used this because I was making this dress for myself. So I'm going to weave this part. I do not have a weaving machine, so I'm going to take it to the market for them to weave this part. So this is what the front is looking like. You can see the asymmetric part. You can see it is looking all beautiful and neat. So I'm going to iron this part. I'm going to iron it to look beautiful. Then we're going to, this is the back part. You can see I do not have lights, so I decided to use my gas iron to do this. That's why it's a bit, you can see some of those stains, but I'm going to wash it off. Then I'm going to attach my back parts now to my skirts. The same way I attached the front is the same way I'm going to attach the back skirts. After attaching the upper back bodies to the skirt part, I'm going to insert my zip and I'm going to show you what everything looks like. So I've joined my upper bodies and my lower bodies of the back. You can see I've attached my zip. You can see how beautiful my zip is. So I'm going to be bringing the front parts, right face facing right face. I'm going to put it like this. Then I'm going to join at the shoulder. I'm going to use half an inch to join the shoulder. And how am I going to do that? I'm not going to just place it like this and sew. No, I'm going to put this in between, then use the back. There are two ways to sew this shoulder. There are two ways to sew this shoulder. You can just face it like this, fabric facing fabric, lining facing lining, and you sew. Or you just put it like this together. You put the front in between the back, then use the back lining and cover it up. and you sew by 1/2 inch, and that this is the method I'm going to use. And after that, I'm going to join my fabrics like this. Then I'm going to shape out my size. After shaping that, then I'm going to cut the sleeve.